Yo, yo, yo. It's live. We're live. We're streaming. I hope you guys got the notification. We'll see. We'll give it a few minutes, see who all joins up here, see what's going on. Oh, excuse me while I do a little bit of adding some links and such while I wait for you guys to join up. It always takes a few minutes. I keep two screens open when I'm doing this, and I bet you there's almost 45 seconds in between when you guys write a comment and it shows it on the live link for me, and then when it gets to StreamYard. So sorry for the delay. Okay, we got the crew in here. Bobby, what's going on? Chuck Miller, Basshead Go Boom, Eric Dudley, Quality Audio, Jason Zemer, what's up? On my way to a Christmas party. Cool, man. Have fun. Is it like one of those ugly sweatshirt type deals? Yo, Jason Stokes, what's up? All right, so tonight's topic is I don't have a topic tonight, so I'm just kind of, you know, we're out here. We're just we're winging it. I dropped a live link below, so if you guys want to join me, if you have a topic, if you have questions, anything like that, click the live link there, join in. I'll add you to the stream. We can chat, and hey, we could talk about how your day is going, your upcoming projects. If you got any just questions, anything like that, let's chat it up. If not, then I'll figure out something to talk about. If you have questions that you want to talk about but you don't want to join in, throw them in the chat. Let's talk about whatever you guys want to talk about today. Chuck Miller asked, "Who has any Fulton competition amps, the turquoise and white ones?" I've tested some of those before, but I've never actually owned one. So, but they're out there. They're out there for sure. Brandon Hanna, what's up, my dude? So I'm going through here. I'm trying to think about what I would. I had a perfect idea for a topic earlier, and I just completely lost it. But I do want to show you guys. I do want to show you guys an amp that I've been looking at, thinking about testing. See, get your uh, get your input on it. So, have you guys seen this amp? It's the Taramps or Taramps, however you want to say it. It's a 3-channel amp. It I think it's like 6 inches by 6 inches. It's a really small amp. It's got a subwoofer channel, 2 stereo channels, and outside of that, it's got a bass boost. I don't even see that it has a. I don't know that it has even a gain control at all to gain match it. So yeah, just a bass boost, and who knows what frequency that's at. But $70, and I believe that it's 200 by 1 at 4 ohms and 45 watts by 2 at 4 ohms and 90 watts by 2 at 4 ohms. I mean, it looks like a cool amp. This thing would be awesome, like for the boombox. If I had the power, this would be really nice to have a sub power, to have component power, and the draw on it, the maximum draw they say when it's just running normally is 17 amps, which isn't terrible. But yeah, that's something I've been checking out. I've been thinking about ordering one to test. I hadn't seen any tests on it before. Scott Dog, what's up? Eric Dudley, what's going on? Spent all day rewiring the home theater with Sky High. Wow. Quality audio, wish I could go live, but kids around, you know how that can be. Yeah, man, my kids are already older now and they still bother me, so. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Stormy Young, Demi, why Sound Labs? What's going on, man? Working on test pitch. Wife claims she got attacked by a black snake. Like thing while putting the groceries in the freezer, welding cable. Yeah, for sure, man. Oh, what do you say? What do you, Wyatt Sound Lab says, keep the fire extinguisher close with the tramps. No, man, that's not the tramps that do that. That's the Stetson that do that. I think the tramps are they seem to be more solid than the Stetson, but I can't say for sure because I don't have that much experience with them. Jason Stokes, my dude. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. You're too generous. Brandon Hannis, interesting 3 channel. Likely do rated or close. Yeah. I guess it's a matter of how well it sounds. But yeah, I mean, might be fun to test. I'm trying to. Yes, thank you, Jason. Happy holidays. That's a heck of a Christmas present, man. I really do appreciate it. Larry Keller, what's going on? So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna drop the link again in case anybody new has joined up. If you guys want to join me on the stream, click this link. You can use any device. Basically, it has a camera. If you got headphones, that makes it, makes it perfect. I will say that I'm rested today. I'm feeling pretty good. So definitely a lot better than yesterday. It is a little chilly in here. I will say that. As you can see, I got my coat on. You know what? They certainly do, Eric Dudley, and that's another one. I'm gonna go ahead and open this. That is another one I was looking at. Is the little 4 channel, if I can find it. And I mean it is a tiny 4 channel. Let me see if I can find it here. Sorry, I got crazy notifications going off over here. Oh, there it is. All right, now let me share my screen again real quick. Andre Mitchell, what's up? Maddie Devine. Any advice using an old laptop or Xbox power supply to set a handy unit at home? Um, yeah, man, you can do it. Any of those power supplies, you can certainly transfer over to make it a 12-volt power supply. They're pretty low amperage, but you can use them, um, especially for like a head unit. I think you're going to be okay there. Matt Townsend, what's going on? Um, I haven't done those particular myself. I've done the server power supplies. Those are pretty easy. You just got to, you know, make a jumper to trigger it on. But outside of that, those are pretty easy and they're pretty high amperage. You can go up to like 70 to 100 amps or 120 amps on those. The Xbox power supply, the laptop power supply, that I'm not so sure, but I know that you can buy a plug, like there's a little green plugs that can go from DC to DC. So connect the braille to that, and then you'll have a positive and negative out, and it'll be good for ever how many amps that's rated for sure. Oh, Eric Dudley, I'm fixing to show you. I don't know if this is the one that you were talking about, but this is the one I was looking at. It's the 160 by 2. This one's actually $40 each. If you buy 2 of them, they're 38 bucks. But this thing is minuscule, man. This thing is very, very small. And I'm not even so sure. on the power ratings on it. Let's go down and see. Okay, so it's rated 40 watts, 45 watts by 2 at 4 ohms, and 80 watts by 2 at 2 ohms. That's the RMS ratings. Then obviously they have their peak ratings. Frequency response is 50 hertz to 24 kilohertz. Musical maximum consumption 6.3 amps. Sine wave signal consumption 12.7 amps. I don't um this is also one along with that 3 channel that I thought about picking up to test because I haven't seen any dynos of these, although I know that they're probably going to do close to rated or within acceptable range because we've seen many of them tested. Wyatt Sound Lab says it's funny how everyone uh, is into active nowadays. It was the thing back in the 80s and 90s because amps didn't have a crossover or DSP. Yeah, I think a lot of people went active back in the day as well, but I bet you if you actually truly looked, you'd see a lot more people going passive today as well. But when you look online, the sound quality, forums and stuff like that, everyone's going active. So I bet you it's pretty close to what it used to be back in the day. Matt Townsend, I bought a LED power supply from Amazon, 35 amps for $50, running a Rockford P300 and a linear 4253. Yeah, man, those small power supplies, especially like the ham radio type ones, you can pick them up for 30, $40 and you can get like a 20 amp, maybe up to a 30 amp for a reasonable price, and they definitely work pretty good. So, how are your Christmas plans going so far? You guys doing anything? I've actually got to work tonight, and I signed up to work tomorrow too. So that'll be my last day for. I think that'll give me. I'll have 12 days off, which is going to be awesome. Uh, Obviously, a few of those days are going to be spent with family, and one of those days will be live streaming, or two of those days, anyways, will be live streaming because we're going to Christmas Eve. But I'm hoping to get a bunch of content kind of done. I won't probably have it edited next week outside or, Monday, Tuesday when I normally drop a video Christmas Eve. I won't have a normal Hi-Fi Vega video, but I'm going to be live streaming, so we will have that. The week after that, I'll go back to my regular video schedule, and I've got a ton of videos planned that I want to do. You guys know how it is when you have all that time off. You've got big plans, and it just you maybe get 30% done of what you want to get done, and if you do that, it's pretty good. So we're gonna see how it goes. Excuse me. No, I'm trying to think of what else. There was a few other things I was looking at today. Um, that I'm kind of trying to think about some things I want to test. Oh, let's. You guys know I want to show you these new 6x5s. Who was it that made it? DC um made the got the new 6.5 inch subwoofer coming out. Let me see if I can find it. I think that's it, but okay, here we go. Now check this out. Let me share the screen here so you can get them. Base had to go boom, nothing planned for the rest of the weekend. Just relax, a little touch up on the sub box. Nice. Eric Dudley, you got your shirt? You know what? I ordered one too. Let me grab it real quick. Haven't even opened it up yet. Let's see if I can get the focus on there. Yeah, I got the white one. So I got that in the other day, and I haven't even opened it yet. Natural creature, what's going on? Sorry. 6x5, yeah. Yeah, 6.5 is what I meant. But let me share my screen here so you guys can check this out. Now, this one right here, it is not cheap. I believe that the pricing I've seen is around $179, which puts it in that Sundown X Series 6.5 range, price range, and the new Memphis, the 6.5 is that range. The JL Audio, what's it? The W3 is in that range. So, but look at the beefiness on this thing right here. The polished backplate. I mean, it's a good looking sub. You know what? And this, I'll tell you what though, this basket right here looks very, very similar to the High Q basket. I'm talking, I'd have to get them in person to see. Very, very similar. Oh, Ronnie Smith has got one of these in that he's going to test. So I might hit him up and see what he thinks about this compared to the High Q, because the basket looks, I mean, it looks very close just from the pictures. But obviously, you know, the polished motor, I'm sure the motor's different, the polished motor and all that, but the basket I think is pretty similar. Let's look at some of the ratings. 300 watts RMS, 600 watts peak, dual 2 and 4 ohms. The mounting diameter is pretty close to the same. 80-ounce magnet, 2-inch copper voice coil. That's pretty good. 16 millimeters of excursion. I wonder if that's their one way. Gotta be. It's press paper cone assembly, high stitch roll or high roll stitched foam surround. Nomex spiders, the sewn flat leads. Yeah, I mean this thing is pretty beefy. Have you guys got a chance to see this yet? Michael Beasley, yo, what's up? Let me see if we Ed Messi, Garage Bench. Yeah, man. Uh Let me put the link in here for you again, Mr. Zemer, if you'd like to join. If any of you'd like to join, go ahead and click that link and join in, and we'll talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Oh, let's see. Larry Keller. He ran Orion 502 4 kicker eights in the front doors. Nice, man. That sounds like a pretty beefy setup. Saw a few of the guys that grabbed those. Yeah. This one, this sub right here, it's not. Yeah, I mean, 170, man. That's pretty. That's on the high end for me for a 6.5. You know, in my opinion, anyways. But if it performs, then maybe worth it. Chuck Miller, you're gonna have to do a seat lift or no seat lift. Okay, that's cool. Two of the 10-inch P2 Fosgates. Those are impressive subs. Caught you doing a lot of road blocking. Yep, man. It's that time of year. Got to make sure nobody's out there getting crazy, getting drunk, and killing somebody, I guess. Yeah, Michael Delta, I certainly agree that $180 is tops for me in the 6.5-inch range. That's why I hadn't picked up the Sundown X series because I think that the X series 6.5 would be compare more favorably to the high Q and maybe even outperform it handily. But $200, that's quite a ask for a sub. Ziggy, what's going on? Larry Keller says someone would have to give him 6.5. So he don't believe it. I would tell you that they're pretty impressive. I mean, if you got the room, I would probably almost always go with the bigger driver. But if you want to save space, the small ones are not bad at all. Hey, why I used to drill over 15 to 18 subs back in the day. Now I drill over 6.5 and 8-inch subs. 100% true. I mean, Jason Stokes, he says the same here. He runs eights. Now, I did drool over 15s and 18s back in the day as well, but I've always been a small driver guy, and it's been ever since a trio of W6s. But I've I've always been fascinated with small drivers. I don't know what it is. If it's just the I don't know. It's just like I think it's maybe the surprising factor of how good that the smaller driver can sound that kind of appeals to me. Alistair McCullum, what's going up? Or what's going up? What's going on? Picked up old school Boston Acoustics 8 sub a couple weeks back. Nice, man. Those are solid. Matty Devine, his first setups to MTX gold subs, black gold. Those were awesome. No, I haven't tried the Mesa or the Tropo from CT, but I want to add them to the list. I'm not going to let you guys know yet, but I do have a 6.5, another 6.5-inch subwoofer that will be here tomorrow. Maybe I'll show it to you guys on the live stream tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Monday. So yeah, that one's going to be tested. It'll be cool. Mustang Ranch Garage, what's going on? Merry Christmas to you too, Mr. McCullum. 70 degrees. It's actually gonna be like 60 degrees Christmas here, so it's gonna be pretty nice, but it's a little cool now. It's not terrible. But... Oh, I see El Fuego. He's in the chat. Are you ready to roll here? You're still on mute.
What's up?
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, just out here. Yeah, just out here working in the garage, trying to get things straightened out before Christmas.
Yeah, for sure, man.
What's up?
Uh-oh. We're getting some feedback.
Yeah, just out here working in the garage, trying to get things straightened out before Christmas.
Do you got another stream going on?
Uh-oh. Getting some feedback. Yeah, just out here working in the garage, trying to get things straightened out before Christmas.
You got another...
Are you there?
Yeah, I think I can hear myself coming through your speakers.
Yeah, I just turned off the other stream.
Oh, okay. Now we're good. Yeah, we're good for sure. So what you been up to?
Hey, just working on the garage here. Got the Christmas gifts in here, getting ready for the holiday, and trying to build a test bench at the same time. And I'll be darned if my wife didn't come home and opened up the freezer. I had my 1/0 welding cable hanging there, getting it all straightened out and whatnot. Fell off on her, and I've been dealing with that ever since. So,
yeah, I'm sure that she freaked get that
yeah, it's never good when that happens.
What you got there in front of you?
Well, I got a couple things. I'm trying to go old school, new school combo kind of deal. So a friend of mine gave me some old school kicker gold 8-inch C. These are C8 4 ohm subs. So I'm trying to build myself a box to integrate those. I've got an old Punch 40 uh, DSM that I'm
Yeah.
going to try to integrate. And I haven't tried it. I've had this thing in box for probably
Let
10 to
me
15.
guess. Let me guess what that is. Is that the Phoenix Gold crossover so you can do tri mode?
Yes,
XVR? Yeah.
I've had it for probably 15, maybe 20 years, never used. In fact, I just took it out of the box, original everything, right this minute. And so it's you can see it's all
Yeah.
set up. It's 5 channel, and I'm thinking it's such a beautiful piece. I'm thinking about just mounting it there, on the wall. And when I have an amp that doesn't have a crossover built into it, then heck, I can just wire it up to this and go from there.
Yeah, and I think, I'm pretty sure Derek had one of those wired up on his bench as
Hmm.
well.
Yeah.
And those are cool pieces, man. I mean, I'd run a setup like that in a vehicle again if I had a second vehicle where I was doing a smaller setup just for fun.
Yeah, the old passive systems are kind of nice. I have a work truck where I put a little system in it, and I'm running just a single amp with a tri-mode crossover, and it's nothing great, but it's not my personal vehicle. It is a daily driver, but it's a work truck. I'm not going to invest a bunch of money in somebody else's vehicle. So, but
Yeah,
it
for sure.
sounds good. It's kind of fun.
Uh, yeah, and those kicker goal letters, man.
Yeah.
Those are just clean subs. They're fun to play with. They sound good. I mean, I've had nothing but good experiences out of those, and they hold up pretty good over time.
Now, for my question yesterday during the live stream, got my hands on a couple kicker Solar Barrack 10s. And
Yeah.
I asked the question about what size box. And those are the ones that, I've been hunting them down. You know how it is trying to buy a subwoofer online and hope that it gets there. And I found a pair local, and the guy was hesitant to even sell them to me. And he asked me what I was going to do with them. Are you going to resell them? Are you going to use them? And
Yeah.
I drove an hour to get them. I'm going to use them. And he's like, okay, great. So $100 for two and out the door in mint condition. So
And
good
those are
deal.
the C what are they, the C10, something like that?
Yeah,
What's
it's
the
the
model?
it's it's the first gen Solar Barracks.
Yeah. So you're just gonna do a small sealed box,
Yeah,
separated? Yeah,
yep,
that'd be cool.
yep. That's what I'm gonna do. So other than
My
that, I got the test bench. I got the power supply. I'm still working on which power supply to use. There's a lot of
Yeah.
options. So
Yeah, man, that's gonna be fun, and that's all gonna be on the test bench?
well, I'm building like a wall where I can mount amplifiers and things like that, and then I'll have the test bench. I've got the same little Husky bench that you have in your
Yeah.
video, and I've got a 125 amp, 12-volt DC power supply. It's a TDK, but it looks pretty similar to the one that you have. It's
Oh,
got a
yeah.
couple fans, and then I've got the old Audio Authority 978 as well. So I
Oh, and you know what? I was looking, and I mentioned I'm gonna as we chat, I'm gonna look it up because I was looking at some, DIY lithium batteries because I'm contemplating on running a lithium setup for my testing, and I've got a battery charger I can hear, that I can use. So I'd like to do voiceover live while I'm testing the amp. I think it might be a little bit better, but yeah, I'm just because if your power supply is anything like mine, it's probably loud, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah, the TDK is loud. It's got 2 fans on it, and it blows and hums, and not
Yeah,
bad when you have the music up, but it's got some noise to it for sure.
yeah. You got the was it the Hi-Fi Vega El Fuego uh fire extinguisher there?
It's an original.
Yeah, there you go. Let me
Never
see
know,
my
man.
I'm gonna share my screen and let you guys check this out. What I've been looking at. Okay, so I don't know if you guys. I mean, most of you probably know Custom Electric here. They're having 10% off everything, but here's the part that got me where you can get cheap. So they already have the Yinlong sales. They're already on sale for $289. You add these in cart with the 10% off, $260 shipped to your door for a 40. Excuse me, drinking too much Coke or Sprite or whatever it is. 40 amp hours of Yinlong cells, 260 shipped to your door. I thought about getting maybe at least 1 to 2 banks. I think it'd be cool. So I hadn't pulled the trigger yet. I'm still contemplating it. Um, yeah, I think it would actually do well. They say that these are good for up to 5,000 watts, but in my experience, they're 40 amp hours. They're a 10C cell. They should be good for 400 amps. So maybe, if you're running 5,000 watts on peaks, it would certainly handle it. But continuous draw for me, I probably wouldn't test anything over 3 or 4,000 watts. I don't test anything that big anyways on a single bank. But they're pretty cool. What do you think about those El Fuego?
Yeah, I'd love to have a bank of lithium. I might actually investigate that, pick some up for myself, and that's next
Yeah.
level stuff. Yeah,
You
I like
you
it.
have to I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for everyone because Jason Stokes wanted to give them a try. You have to do the 10% off, but I think it's a good deal. And then also, I mean, if you didn't want to build one yourself and you wanted to get one just pre-built for how much is it? A $200 more dollars, a little less after it's not even 200, it's like 180 more. You can get one cased up with the nice terminals, with the battery, BMS on there, the management system. So I mean, for a little over $500 all in, that's not too bad.
That's a nice deal.
Yeah. So I almost didn't show y'all because I want to wait and see. I don't want them to run out, but I'm not worried about that. Oh, David, what's going on? So Mr. Fuego,
Hmm.
Mr. Zemer, got anything you want to chat about today?
And not in particular. Anybody that has any tips on test benches, I've been putting things together. It's like anything else. You start building something, you want to upgrade, and
Yeah.
I'm somewhere between the beginner and way below Big D. I'm somewhere in between, and I'm not looking to spend Big D money, and all that. But I'll be darned. My wife asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and like most men, I'm really hard to buy for. And
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I'd really like the AMM1 and the DD-1 and so we'll see if Santa brings those to me. I
Yeah.
may be in business.
Hey, send her the link to Sonic Electronics. They still have the AMM1 for 350 right now.
That's exactly the link I sent her.
Yeah, there you go. And I
See?
think the DD1's on sale as well.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
that'd be cool. Tell her you wear a size 8 in the Hutchinson EDA subwoofer.
I also put some Teespring things on my wish list, so I might even be getting a hi-fi
Oh
Vega,
man, there you go. That'd be awesome.
item. So that'd be cool.
Did you get a chance to check out my Rockford shirt I got for $7.50 shipped?
750 shipped. Wow,
Yeah, man.
that's a deal.
Even in the big boy size like I got, I get the 3X.
Yeah.
Can't have my belly showing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your hookup situation? You're running for like Are you going to use some resistors? Are you going to use just live loads or?
Yeah, I'm going to use resistors for sure. I just bought I just bought a bunch of resistors. Actually, there I have four.
Of the
Hold
braking
on.
resistors? Yeah, yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead and find them.
and I'll go grab them.
So I'm going to show off this battery a little bit. Bass head but go boom. This is the one that he ordered. How do you like it? Did it get it? Is it already at your door? I think you told me that it had arrived. Pretty small though. It's only 9 by 9 by 6. I mean, it's not bad. Roland Sullivan, what's going on? Jason Stokes. He's gonna get another. Oh, his alternator went out. Can get another one. Yep, I think. Yeah, man. I never run anything big enough that I need to replace my alternator, but if I did, I'd definitely be checking out some. I seen Jay's alternator. They do some good stuff as well. Oh, he's digging in the goodie box here.
Yeah. All right. So this is what I ended up getting. I've got braking resistors.
Yep, that's what I use as well.
These are 4 ohm, 200 watt a piece. I went and got myself a heat sink
There you
so
go.
that then I could dissipate the heat. I haven't got them mounted yet, but they'll sit in there just like that.
Nice.
You flip it around, it'll look like that. So that's set number 1. Set number 2 is a simple carbon copy, same thing, you know. So all total, there's 4 2 ohm, 200 watt braking resistors and heat sinks. And then I want to do something a little different. If I have a 4-channel amp, maybe I want to load it down. I bought some of these little itty bitty resistors that we've all seen, and I ended up getting 8 of them. And I thought, what am I going to do? I want it to look cool. So I found myself, and it just happened to be available. This is nothing inside. It's a Punch 40 DSM shell, nothing inside. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna mount all these, all these resistors all the way across here and have the wires coming out, either side, and have that mounted, up on a wall.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, should look pretty good.
Oh yeah, and you're gonna need that heat sink. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
These little like I've got my bank here.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
They
Similar.
get hot, man. Man, they get hot. And these are 100 watt resistors here, and I use those only when I'm testing 5 channels or greater. Sometimes 4 channels, so I can load every channel
Yeah.
down. But I've accidentally put my hand on these before, and let me tell you, man, it burned the fire out of me.
Yeah. Yep. I have 8 of them. They are 100 watt 8 ohm resistors. So I plan on putting them in there, and then I can wire them up series parallel, load down other channels. If I'm testing
Yep.
something.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Are you gonna use barrier strips, or are you gonna do like I ended up switching a little bit to mine where I'm using, just ground distribution blocks. But
Once I saw your video, I
yeah,
started digging through my old stuff in the garage, and I found a hoshposh of distribution
yeah.
blocks like you have, and I thought, wow, that's a pretty good idea.
The reason I like the distribution blocks is because you need to run when you're doing the AMM1, you need to run the power or the speaker wire through there,
Yeah,
and then
right.
also you need the probes in the same speakers. So with the distribution block, I have 4 spots on each, so I can go
Nice.
ahead and wire them up like that. Not too bad.
That's a pro tip right there.
Oh, Matthew Starkey asked, what size resistors are in the AMD1? If I remember correctly, I think that there are 8 1,000-watt resistors in there, 4-ohm resistors. I believe that's what it is. And then there's a series of relays in there. They're breaking resistors just like the one El Fuego showed here, and they got relays so you can trigger 8-ohm, 4-ohm, 2-ohm, whatever it may be. I don't know if they're all the same impedance or not, but I know that there's at least 8 1K resistors in there. But obviously, like even that little 200-watt resistor you have, you could probably put 1,000 watts through it and it'll handle it for a while. But those dudes get hot as well. They get very hot.
Yeah, I've been looking at doing something a little bit fancier with the Sparked Innovations relay box, the RBX4, I think it's called. I got one of those in my build I just finished up in my Forerunner. I really like the way it looks. It functions really well. It's got, on-off switches, so I could switch, power supply, head unit, amplifiers, all that stuff on. But that's more time and more money. So
Yeah, I want to, the Suburban is such like a test bench setup that nothing's permanent in there. But the next build I do, I'm definitely going to use a relay box for several reasons. For the Sparked Innovations relay box is the first thing is like you said, it looks good, the aesthetic of it. It's a cool looking piece. The second thing is you get a soft turn on to your amplifiers, which
mhm.
is nice. And I know everybody knows how bad it is to have them things just kind of boop, boop, as they turn on. It's so annoying, especially when you're going for like a sound quality setup. It's not a good look. And the third thing is you can do like so many accessories and crazy kind of things with those relay boxes. 'Cause, and the price, I mean, the price is ridiculously low in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a great bargain. I have mine set up. So my weekend vehicle is a 216 Forerunner, and so I share it with the rest of the family on the weekends. And I had it set up where one channel turns on and off the subs. So
Yeah.
if I want it in kind of family mode, no subs, got it. And then another switch turns off the rear stage. So if I want to go sort of a sound quality mode, I have the front stage and the subs. And then a third switch controls turn on of the amplifiers, and then a fourth switch is tied to a little bit of a light show I've got going on in the back there.
Wow, that's cool, man. That
Yeah,
sounds like a cool setup. That's a good idea with the rear stage too, because like you said, when you got your family in there, you don't want just your speakers up front. You like to have something back there for them to listen to. That way you don't have to crank the front up and you're blowing yourself out just so they can hear it well. So yeah, that's a good idea.
exactly.
Yeah, Omi would make for a sick relay box
Oh,
for the
man.
resistors. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Especially if I could hook up multiples to it, and so I wanted to switch quickly from 4 to 2 to 1 ohm. If I could figure that out, that'd be very cool.
I've looked at that piece, and it's a really nice piece.
Yeah.
And if I think I have a real good use for it, that I'll get my money's worth out of it, I definitely had it. But that's next level where I'm at with test bench at this point in time.
Oh yeah, even me, man. It's that piece to me right now is really for the SPL guys. But like you said, if I could find out a use case for it, like Matt was saying, yeah, that would be cool. That'd be cool if I could kind of switch quickly with that without having to rewire every single thing that I do.
Yeah. They
Definitely turn on pop with active tweeters. Yeah, that's for sure.
the other thing I'm working on real quick is for test speakers in the garage. I call it the garagetory. It is a set of old MB Court RSB 335s. So it's got the 8-inch sub, the 5.5, 5.25 mid, and the tweeter, and was able to pick these up from a guy, and so I'm going to build custom cabinets, on one for each side, and I think it'll sound pretty good. I've got an old Orion 2150 SX. I think I'm going to run those on.
Oh man, that'll be smooth.
Yeah.
I run that same setup in the Suburban for quite a while, and they sounded good in those eights. They kick for NB Court more than I expected.
Hmm.
Yeah, man, that sounds like a pretty sweet setup you're gonna have going on.
It's on my list for 2020, so it's just a matter of the time. New Year's
Yeah, for sure.
resolution, get it done. I've already been working on it for 6 months, but
I've got some I got some big amps up there I'd like to put in the Suburban. We'll see if that actually happens over Christmas break. But yeah, I'd like to put a little more power in there. But once you do that, I'll probably pull out my 1/0, probably throw some 2 gauge in there. I'd kind of like to run at least couple small banks of headways in there to help out with it. But it's you know how it is. Anytime you're talking power, it's always more than just throwing an amp in.
yeah.
Cool, man. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to sign out. Had a nice little chat. I appreciate you joining in,
Excellent.
Mr. Zemer. And yeah, I don't know what my topic's gonna be tomorrow. I've been thinking about that. So tomorrow, maybe around the same time, probably around 7-ish. Show, what's going on, man? We're just fixing to close it out here. We had El Fuego on, so you missed that if you didn't join in earlier. Um, yeah, tomorrow I wanted to do a old school 20 questions, but it's when I do those, I like to plan them out and get everything ahead. So I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do that. I'd like to. I'm trying to talk my wife into coming on here, so you guys could kind of ask her some questions. I think that would be fun, but we'll see if she actually does or not. She's pretty busy herself. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. I appreciate you, Jason Stokes. I appreciate the super chat, man. Uh, Means a lot. El Fuego, thank you for joining in. Thank you to all of you who sign on to these crazy live streams. It's day 9. Oh man, yeah, man. I don't know how people do this every day. It's tough, and I'm just doing small little streams. It's hard to have an idea of what I'm gonna do here. So with that being said, I'll be on tomorrow, same place, roughly the same time. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. And Christmas is coming soon. Spend time with your family and friends. Uh, if you got kids, tell them you love them. Do all that good stuff. And yeah, just make the world a better place. I'll see y'all tomorrow.